Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
Awesome, awesome.
Before you continue,
Sir.
the epilogue to the last conversation is to remember that this is the reason you created the experience of physical reality, so that you could forget who you are. So that in forgetting who you are, becoming lost, you can remember who you are from a new point of view. You can discover something about yourself you couldn't without forgetting who you are. Getting lost is what allows you to discover yourself again from a new perspective. You do it all the time. It's the nature of your physical experience. It's the nature of your physical process. Do continue.
Thank you. Let's see. Hey, Bashar.
Speak up.
Thank you, sir. We've been taking pictures in the morning of the sun coming up, and we have been seeing planetary objects.
Speak up.
We have been seeing planetary objects by taking film in the morning, and I was wondering, what are we seeing?
Can you describe what you're seeing more specifically?
Well, they look like large colored orbs that move around the sun, and they can be obscured by clouds, so we know that they're not lens flare.
Well, there are many, many, many different kinds of reasons for the existence of what you generally refer to on your planet as the orbs. The orbs can be a somewhat energetically physicalized representation of an extra-dimensional being or a spirit. An orb can be a temporary impression or intrusion from one reality to another that is poking into your reality and manifesting the energy in the form of an orb. It can be a probe from certain high-level technological civilizations that themselves actually are what you would call artificially intelligent. They can be different kinds of energetic phenomenon that exist in nature that you're unfamiliar with at this point. It can be many different things. You have to kind of take them on a case-by-case basis to understand which one you might be looking at any given moment.
As planetary objects, because we're seeing more than at least 7, sometimes 12, different colors, different sizes.
Well, different colors simply represent the idea of different energy states. And different sizes can represent many different things. It can represent the level of energy that you're experiencing. It can sometimes actually be representative of a true size in physical dimensions as you understand it. It can also be somewhat misleading sometimes, because sometimes translations from one dimension to another may appear in your reality to be a size that actually has nothing at all to do with the size of that thing in its own reality. It's just the way it gets translated into yours, sort of like it gets distorted.
Because we can't see it with our naked eyes, but we definitely see it on the film. Could it be like a reflection off like a glass dome? Is there a glass dome?
Your films are sometimes very sensitive to frequencies that your eyes can't see yet. But as you expand your consciousness, more and more of you are beginning to be able to actually use your senses to see the orbs with your eyes. In actual fact, of course, you're seeing them with your brain, but you get the point.
Of planetary size, because they're larger than the sun sometimes.
That is an illusion.
That's an illusion, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, on the dome question, that's it. But I want to say thank you for the imagination. I've actually changed my whole life.
Well, thank you for changing your life.
Yeah, just based on the imagination principle.
Yes.
It's all imagination.
Well, it is, yes.
And the neutral position actually allows you to be able to make the cake the way you want to.
Imagine that.
I know. It's awesome.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
This is going to sound weird, but I be getting this dragon, my dreams.
Yes.
I feel like I cross his reality and he doesn't mind. We go for rides and he takes me on these crystal caves and falls. And
Yes.
I just, for some reason, I want it to be real. I don't want my...
It is real.
It is.
In another dimension.
Okay.
It's not physical in your dimension. It's real in another dimension. It's as real to them in their dimension as your physical reality is to you. But of course, remember that your physical reality isn't real. So what's the difference?
Okay, so I'm not making this up in my head. And so
the experience is the only thing that needs to be real. What you get out of the experience is the true reality. The symbols that are used, that is simply what needs to happen because that's what will work for you to give you the experience that you need, so you will have the information you need to move forward in your life in the way that works best for you. It's all real in some context. You can't imagine non-reality. That doesn't necessarily mean it's physically real, but that doesn't mean it's not real in its own context, in its own reality, in its own dimension. There's a wide range of concepts that are contained in the word real. But you can always bring it down to, what was the experience? What did you get out of it? What did you learn? How did it feel? That's the reality that's important to focus on. Because that's why it happened. To give you that experience, to give you the information, to give you the lessons you learned about yourself in that experience. So it's not really about focusing on, was it really real? In all the ways it needs to be, yes.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, thank you. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Anything else?
Hello, Bashar.
And you, good day.
So, all the range of emotions that we feel,
yes,
they're all neutral?
The idea in general is that there is a neutral circumstance under it, but the emotions you feel are usually the result of a definition you've given to the neutral circumstance.
But what
it's
about
the
the
definitions
emotions
that generate the experience of the emotion. The neutral circumstance may be the framework that allow you to generate the emotion, but it's not that the emotions themselves are neutral.
So emotions can be positive and negative?
Absolutely. Energetically speaking.
All right.
Yes.
So when negative emotions come up,
yes, they can still be used in positive ways, such as the idea you would call fear. So if you find yourself in fear, you can say, how can I use this, which might be representative of a negative belief within me, to find out what that negative belief is? First of all, the fear is bringing your attention to the fact that it's being generated by the fact that you might have a definition that's out of alignment with your true self. That's the first step, and therefore fear acts as a messenger, knocking on your door and bringing your attention to the fact that you have something within your consciousness that you were unaware of. Now that it's brought your attention to it, you can work with it. So you can say, thank you, fear, you're my friend. And now that it's done its job, it can go on its merry way, because there is nothing now to be afraid of.
So if fear is my friend, then it's not really negative, is it?
You can use it in a positive way. You can create the experience to be positive, even though the mechanism itself may seem to have been generated initially from a negative definition. Anything can play double duty. Everything, as we said, starts from the neutral place, but the neutral place contains both positive and negative. So yes, everything can be expressed or experienced positively or negatively, but each thing unto itself is still representative of a certain state that was generated by a positive or a negative definition. So even if its roots, even if its origins happen because of a negative mechanism, that doesn't mean you can't turn it around to get a positive effect for yourself. But that doesn't mean that the fear itself is positive. The effect in the way you use it is positive.
So it's all about the response that I give to...
It's all about the response. That's all it's all about. It's not about what happens, it's about what you do with what happens.
So can I say that, for example, fear is or could be part of the circumstances? Like, it doesn't really matter.
No, not the neutral circumstance, no. But it's part of the circumstance you've created as a result of defining the neutral circumstance in a negative way. You have to understand that there may be more than one way to use your word circumstance. Mm-hmm. There can be an originating circumstance that might be neutral.
Yeah.
But then there can be the circumstance that is the result of you defining the neutral circumstance in a certain way. That's still, in your language, considered a circumstance. But the circumstance that's the result of the definition is not the same circumstance that's the neutral one to begin with.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Your language. Telepathy is so much easier.
And since we're speaking about the fear,
yes.
A year ago I was talking to you
Yes.
And you told me to follow my fear.
Yes.
And it was...
Follow your fear to find out what it is that's holding you back from being yourself.
Yeah, you just said to follow my fear.
We said more than that.
Maybe telepathically.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So fear wasn't like, it wasn't my intuition masking as fear, or was it?
Intuition about what?
About what I should do. That I was
Well,
perceiving.
you can do that. As we have said, you can make your excitement seem like anxiety. You can disguise your anxiety to seem like excitement. You have to have honest self-investigation in order to tell the difference, and that's why we said follow it. If you understand how to follow it and how to use it, you will find out what the definition is, and you'll know whether it is you're masking your excitement or emboldening your anxiety to appear as if it's excitement. You'll be able to eventually tell the difference. Just takes practice, that's all, and honesty about your investigation within yourself.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Certainly, you can tell the difference really if you stop and think about it and let go of all of the conditions that you put on circumstances. If you just let that all go and just sit with the idea of the experience, certainly on a fundamental level, you can tell the difference between true excitement and anxiety. Can't you?
I can.
All right. So all you need to do is understand that in every given situation where you might feel a little confused about what you're actually doing, go back to the fundamental place where you can tell the difference. And then start from there to look at the circumstance that exists, look at the idea of your excitement and your anxiety if it's there, and it can help identify and inform for you which is which and what you're doing.
Okay.
Because then you have a basic, shall we say, litmus test for what that actually feels like, one way or the other. So when you get used to the difference in the vibrational feeling, you'll become more sensitive to picking up that resonance when you are disguising your anxiety as excitement or when you are disguising your excitement as anxiety. You'll become sensitized to the vibrational difference the more you familiarize yourself with the vibrational difference on a more fundamental level when you're not allowing conditions to get in the way.
Can't you have both?
Both what?
Anxiety and excitement at the same time?
No. You can flip back and forth so fast that you think it's happening at the same time, but it's not. You're actually choosing. Negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. Remember that you're flickering in and out of reality billions of times per second. It may seem like it's all happening at once, but it's not. It's always a choice, no matter how fast.
Bashar, how come you know us so well? Can you experience same things as us?
Understand that when we decide we're going to make contact with a civilization, we will always choose to have at least one life in that civilization so that the civilization is understandable to us. Therefore, we are drawing upon the experiences that exist within the lives in other civilizations we've connected to in order to understand how to respond to you based on the experiences you have in your civilization.
So you're cross-connecting to your parallel.
Yes. Yes. It's part of the training we get as first contact specialists to know how to do that. Will that help you?
Yeah. And would you like to do a magic trick on me?
A magic trick?
Yeah.
All right. Turn around 3 times. Tell me when you've done it.
Done?
Now disappear.
Hi, Bashar.
And a you good day.
I have a question about the first wave of Ascension.
The first wave of ascension.
Yes. I'm just curious.
What's that in your mind?
Well, from my understanding, that it's a collectiveness that's volunteered to come here to help ascend.
You mean all of you?
Right. So why? So that's not a true.
It's an interpretation of an idea. It's true in its own context, but the idea simply is that many of you have decided that this is the place to be. It's where it's all happening. Look at this transformation going on. Let's be a part of that ascension process. It's going to be so exciting. So, all right, first wave of ascension.
Okay, because I thought, because it's the first wave, so I was like, how many are there? That was my question.
As many as you want. How many would you like?
Just for my
One?
here, yeah.
Well then, I guess the first wave of ascension will also be the last wave of ascension.
Okay, that changes a lot of things for me.
Yes, it does.
Okay, and then my second question was earlier, you told the first lady that came up here about the 7 mirrors.
Yes.
Why 7?
It has to do with different levels of consciousness that work well for you in your physical reality, different vibratory states that are representative of a permission slip that allows you to connect to those higher levels of mass consensus reality, the soul level reality, oversoul level reality, higher mind, physical personality, and many other aspects that you use all the time. It's just the easiest vibrations for you to connect to for these kinds of transformational purposes.
Okay, that's it.
All right, then.
Come up tonight.
Almost knew?
No, I didn't know. I totally knew.
Thank you.
Okay, as soon as I wrote my name.
It would be extremely educational for you to explain to us the state of being described as almost new.
Yeah, it was pretty phenomenal. I feel really connected to tonight's topic.
All right.
And the origin of the name of as above, so below, and the being and the origin that comes from.
Yes.
And it's phenomenal. So I feel so connected to the triad mind, what's going to be spoke about tomorrow night.
Yes.
And with that said, I'd like to go into the origins of those beings.
What beings?
The Anunnaki.
All right.
And the bloodlines of the Anunnaki.
We will delve a tiny bit into that.
Can you tell me the origins of Hermes Trismegistus, or Thoth, is father and bloodline?
Well, Hermes Trismegistus is farther down the bloodline than Thoth is?
Same incarnation of the same soul?
Well, same oversoul. Remember that reincarnation is an illusion?
Yes.
Yes, everything exists at once.
Yes.
You can have the experience of reincarnation, but that's not mechanically what's happening. It's simply that as you perceive through linear time the connections that you make from the now, you perceive them as if they are memories.
Yes.
Therefore, you call them reincarnations instead of multiple simultaneous incarnations, coexistent with me now.
Yes.
Nevertheless, the idea in linear terminology of Hermes is a little bit farther down the line, and yes, is connected to the idea of a similar oversoul extension to Thoth. But in terms of the idea of the Anu origins, you're actually talking about something that comes from a different dimension.
So you couldn't say like Enki is the previous bloodline before Thoth.
You're talking about something that is actually a parallel bloodline, not necessarily a linear one.
Okay. So the different, would you say the two warring factions of like what they talk about, Enlil and Enki,
Yes.
being two different distinct bloodlines that have been at
That's
conflict?
more precise.
Okay. And so the Brotherhood of the Snake and the origins of the Brotherhood of the Snake were from the Enki lineage of the incarnations of like Adam, Jesus, and some of those teachers.
The snake representing the concept of ancient wisdom, yes.
Okay, because Hermes appeared himself before me with a great serpent, a great cobra, totally under control and totally utter poise.
Yes.
And so what is the meaning of that like great polarity to command
Well, as I
such
say,
darkness?
ancient wisdom.
Ancient.
The idea of tapping into the ancient wisdom that exists within all of you at your core and releasing it in that way. It's like a coiled serpent that then can spring forth and bring you the ancient wisdom into your conscious mind if you lock into those vibrations in the appropriate way.
Excellent. And I pondered on this vision so much that I'm finally going on a vision quest to Sedona that I'm really excited about. And do you have any places in mind that I should go to that are pretty powerful spots that you highly recommend?
I highly recommend?
That you highly recommend.
The one that I would highly recommend would be Bell Rock.
Bell Rock.
Since it's directly under our ship.
Will do.
And it is actually the center of the vortex.
Excellent. We'll make connections.
All right.
Thank you so much. I have another question about cryptocurrency and how the evolution of cryptocurrency, as you see that as a natural flow in our society as a replacement system.
Nope.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
It is an experiment. It will have its benefits to inform what will eventually evolve, but as it exists in its present form, it will pass into history.
Excellent. And I have another question. I experienced a really intense experience, such as an exorcism I did on myself with many different permission slips that you actually gave me.
Why did you believe you needed to be exorcised?
Well, it just kind of happened that I had this kind of deep tension hidden behind my heart my whole life, and I happened to get to it to where no other body work or whatever go that deep on my body.
So you released your own demons, so to speak?
I did.
All right.
And then I was taken before the scales above the gods, and I could see...
Is that another snake reference?
The scale? No, it's not. No, it's not.
I know, I'm joking with you.
And I had such profound experiences this past year of my acceleration happening so much and so much allowing my true self to come to so much fruition that you helped me with, and not being in any shame or utterance of who I am.
Well, thank you.
It's been so nice. Thank you.
Congratulations.
And now with these things that I've done, I was just really curious because like I hit this, because many times you've told me about other incarnations I've had that
you have had, but that you're connected.
Yes, but
remember, first of all, that changes dynamically as you change. It's not a static thing.
Yes, I see.
No, the idea is that because reincarnation is an illusion, and you're really just connecting to multiple simultaneous incarnations as you need to for the person you are at any given moment, when you become a different person, you actually connect to other incarnations. The idea in your old-fashioned way of looking at reincarnation is saying, well, I was this life back then, and I will always have been that life back then. No, it's a dynamically changing thing. As you change, you don't connect to the same lives.
Yes, so it's a refinement of the oversoul right now.
Yes.
So that's what I was experiencing in myself in that exorcism, because I could touch this tension so deep in me that it gave me vivid hallucinations of a parallel life getting stabbed in the heart by my brother.
Oh, how exciting.
And me and my brother have been at war my whole life, and we're both intense, lifelong martial artists, and we've always feuded our whole life.
All right. Well, thank you for having your heart-to-heart.
And it was great, because at the same time we were going through like tons of business feuds and everything that he went behind my back, and it brought up all these things. And
all right.
It was so great to be that, and that was such an amazing release in my oversoul that's allowed me to be more of myself and release that tension. And ever since that time, I've been able to do greater work with my students and go deeper within the soul of people, and not to be shied away of the darkness and speak the light when darkness is present.
Yes.
And that's kind of what it's all about, is this accelerating positive energy that's not taking more bullshit and seeing things for what it is.
Bring it down to the most succinct form.
Okay.
Know thyself, be thyself.
That's it.
Period.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.